You have to be desalinating seawater because there's no bloody.
That's exact. That's exactly. It's no good taking it from another environmental source other than the sea.
Yeah.
In Australia's case.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking about it the other day that, your biggest issue is that if you were to do desalination or redirection, one of the ideal places would be about at the coast, about where Tweed Heads is, or Brisbane, about that area. You could go a little bit further north, but then you've got to get over quite a large range, and that is an engineering exercise quite a bit harder. Or the other thing you could do is set up near the mouth and move the water back up the river itself, using it as an open channel.
Yeah. I don't know that you're going to get too far with that. If you're trying to put water into in west of the divide,
yeah,
then you might have to start in the Gulf.
Yeah, and that'd be the other option too, because then you've actually got two basic webs then, haven't you?
It's expensive though.
Yeah.
This is an expensive option. So you're saying, okay, so I do this, okay, and I've got my water, but it's expensive water. So what am I doing with it? Because I'm not going to farm with it. There's no point.
Yeah.
From an economic proposition, it makes no sense to be farming with water that's costing you, I don't know, 20 cents a litre.
Yeah, but at the moment, well, no, it's not 20. It doesn't come out as 20 cents a litre. It's the figure's much lower than that. But the issue is, if we're farming with water that's worth more than the product that we're producing, then should we be farming?
And, well, that's right. Yeah. Or should we be farming with something that does a bit better than that?
Well, that's exactly right. So what they worked out is nuts. Nuts.
Tree farmings.
Yeah, nuts, fruits and veg and all that sort of stuff. Reasonably economical on water and reasonably high value crops. Right. The only ones that actually didn't stack up against their water use were cotton and rice in our current mix.
Yeah, so I have seen stuff.
So of course, saying you're not able to do rice, we're about to go into rice country today.
Yeah. Well, I've seen stuff where they say, well, you farm rice seasonally, so you farm it when you've got water. So you talked about the flood.
Yeah.
If you've got water, you farm it.
Yeah. If you
haven't got water, you don't.
Yeah. Which is what you would have done in the past. Like when my grandfather was a rice farmer in about 1920, and he broke records per acre in the 1920s.
Yeah.
They didn't have an irrigation scheme where he was then.
No.
Yeah. So
you pick the right variety of rice.
Yeah.
You need to. What I'm starting to understand about some of this stuff is that you need the knowledge. And the way you get the knowledge is that, in part, you practice.
Yeah.
And in part, you research.
Yeah.
The process of research, and you think, well, it's just like night follows day, but it gets you the knowledge.
Yeah.
And
well, that's one thing. My grandfather was an inventor as well.
Yep.
So he developed a lot of irrigation technologies that were used in the Riverina.
Yep.
Mostly just through plain necessity, because no one else had them at the time.
Yep.
So he used to design, delvers and check banks and check gates and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.